Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to King Arena for our first men's basketball broadcast of the new year. The students are coming back to campus. Tonight we have CCIW action between your Wheaton Thunder and the Vikings of North Park University. The Thunder 9-3, 3-1 in CCIW. The Vikings not faring quite so well, 4-7, 1-2 in CCIW play. Really have struggled so far this season, and a lot of that is because of something that we don't often see here in the Thunder with a height advantage.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They're going to have a height advantage today, but they're also going to have the two-man tandem that we talk about every single day. And I know I bring it up a lot, but the simple fact is Ricky has the best three-point field goal percentage in the nation at 63%. Aston has fifth three-point field goals made at 51 and fourth in points per game, 27.3. But you're right, we're going to have guys like Jay Spencer, Trevor Gunter under the rim and able to have their way. Some guys like Juwan Henry, Jordan Robinson not on the team this season for the Vikings.
Yeah, and you mentioned that 27.7 points per game for Aston Francis. That number steadily rising all season. He struggled at the beginning in the Lee Fun Classic, but since then has been full speed ahead. One thing to notice with the Vikings, other than their lack of size, is in true North Park fashion, someone from Oslo, Norway, in the starting lineup, number 21, Vegard Tangen. He's not contributing a ton, but he is their biggest player, 6'6", 210. He is going to be that low post presence that's going to have to deal with Trevor Gunter.
Right, he hasn't seen a lot of time so far this season, but he certainly will in this game. 6'6", he's a guy that they're going to need to step up and stop some of those guys down low.
We're just moments away from tip-off. We're going to send it down onto the court for the opening ceremonies and national anthem. We'll be right back here with you on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wheaton College basketball. Tonight we have your Wheaton College Thunder going up against the North Park University Vikings. And now would everyone please rise for the playing of the national anthem. And now the starting lineups. First for the visitors from North Park. At 1'4", a 6'6" freshman out of Arlington Heights, number 1, Matt Zuba. At guard, we have a 6'1" junior out of Deerfield, number 2, Jack Gervey. At guard, a 5'7" senior out of Temperance, Michigan, number 4, Colin Lake. At forward, a 6'6" sophomore out of Oslo, number 21, Vegard Tangen. And at guard, a 6'3" junior out of Libertyville, number 23, Billy Kirby. North Park is coached by Tom Slider, who's assisted by Joe Fano and Justin Holleran. And now, Wheaton College fans, on your feet, the starting lineup for your Wheaton College Thunder. At one guard, a 6'1" junior out of Tyler, Texas, number 1, Aston Francis. The other guard, a 6'3" senior out of New Trier High School, number 22, Ricky Samuelson. At 1'4" to 6'6", junior out of Flint, Texas, number 5, Trevor Gunter. The other forward to 6'4", junior out of Medina, Ohio, number 34, Luke Peters. And at center, a 6'8", sophomore out of Chicago, number 25, Anajawan Spencer. Wheaton College is coached by Mike Schauer, who's assisted by JP John Panner and Shantae Gibbs.
So it is the usual suspects for the Thunder: Francis, Gunter, Samuelson, Spencer, and Peters. Spencer, as we mentioned, at 6'8", going to have at least 2 inches on anybody that North Park can throw at him. For the Vikings, you have Matt Zuba, Jack Gervey, Colin Lake, Vigard Tangen, and Billy Kirby. Tangen and Zuba are the 2 6'6" starting forwards for the Vikings. They will have their hands full with Gunter and Spencer. Gunter especially, an incredible low post player. He has been able to handle players 6'10", 6'11". The kid can just flat out play in the paint.
Well, not only can he play down low and has a variety of post moves, but also can get up for those rebounds a lot more than a lot of people would assume. And Spencer also, that 6'8", 2-inch advantage, but also we just saw him just grab the rim before the game just now, swing across it like it was 5 feet tall, and so he's going to have an advantage athletically as well.
Spencer wins the opening tip, back to Peters. Gunter on the wing. Spencer swings it around. Peters with a huge size advantage over Colin Lake, who stands at just 5'7", as Francis draws the foul early on. That one is going to go against Billy Kirby.
Man, that's about what Kirby has to do, as you see here on the Realty Executives replay. Once Aston Francis has his shoulder by him, he's going straight to the rim. A little bit of a bump saves a bucket.
Inbound to Gunter to restart play. Francis, catch and shoot 3.
Easy. We're used to it. We're used to it. We take it for granted here.
Yes, we do.
But that is a fantastic shot from Aston Francis.
Tangen swings it. This is Kirby. Kirby looking for somewhere to go. Samuelson out on him. Francis hand in the passing lane. Now Gervey. Step back jumper mid-range. Rebound Peters.
Really good contest there from Francis, getting his hand right in the face of the North Park offender.
Francis on the clear out, drops it into Spencer, and a tangle of bodies on the floor. Still no whistle. Now it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow favoring the Vikings. And Spencer and Francis having a bit of a conversation afterwards. Pass just a little too low. Could have been cleaner, and that would have been an easy flush for Jay.
Yeah, that, and I think Jay was ready maybe to get the rebound, even thinking Francis was going to do a circus layup that he's capable of making, but it was a good pass that Jay just wasn't quite ready for.
Lake with a crossover and pull-up 3 knocks this up at 3.
Yeah, Lake leads the CCIW in minutes played per game at 37.3. So we probably won't even see him sit today.
Against a team like the Thunder, traveling violation against Francis. But yeah, this is a huge game for the Vikings, 1-2 in the CCIW against the Thunder team that is sitting at the top of the CCIW at 3-1. I guess really a tie for the top, and that would put them in second due to a head-to-head loss to Illinois Wesleyan, who's the other 3-1 team. But yeah, this is a huge game for the Vikings. If they can come away from King Arena with a win, that's going to do wonders for their season moving forward. Peters moving the other direction. Hands it off to Spencer. Gunter inside for Samuelson. Beautiful cut and finish.
And that's a play we don't see as often. We usually see the one passed in from the wing from a guard, but Gunter up top, finding Samuelson on the little roll off the screen.
Lake working on the perimeter against Peters. Kirby. Lake again, pick and roll action with Tangen, and Lake soft touch with the left hand.
Yeah, Lake accounting for all 5 points thus far in the game. Key player for them.
Peters to Samuelson. And that will be a block called against Gervie. That'll be Gervie's first.
Good to see the Thunder really working into the lane and the teeth of the Vikings defense, not settling and just passing it around on the outside.
Peters swings it to Francis, corner three. He front rims that one, rebound Tangen. Lake directing traffic from the top. Francis got his arm in the lane against Gervie, but Gervie able to hold on to it. Lake now catch and shoot three, rebound Samuelson. Peters working up top. Now Gunter trying to go in on Tangen. Swings it out to Spencer. 10 on the shot clock for Samuelson. Crossover, step back. That one just rims out. Rebound by the Norwegian. And Lake going up. Good contest by Peters. Strong rebound by Spencer.
This game's picking up in pace. Recently, the last two times down the court, Peters resets.
Francis pull up three from straight away. Off the back iron, rebound Kirby. Kirby pick and roll action with Tangen. And a baseline jumper will go. Vikings on top, 7-5. Just about 4.5 minutes into this one.
Yeah, Aston Francis missing some shots. That one, a tough one, but still I think a good shot for a player of his caliber, and missed the one in the corner. I think he should continue shooting.
And Samuelson, once again, with his back-cutting ability and an easy layup. We've seen him do that countless times this season.
Right, 63% from behind the three-point arc, so you think he's getting a screen to go out to the outside, and then Gunter back picks, and then he's open underneath. Good play.
Zuba swings it to Lake. Back to Zuba, down low. Trying to get a back screen of his own is Gervie. Tangen, mid-range jumper, count it.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about this North Park team is the fact that everybody on the floor can shoot 18 feet. Even a three-pointer, I think anybody on the floor would be confident taking.
Very similar to the Thunder in that regard. We talked a lot about the advantage of the low post for the Thunder in this game during pregame. As there you see it, Jay Spencer taking advantage of the defensive miscommunication, two-handed flush. I'm not even going to finish my point now because Jay literally just proved me wrong.
Yeah, the surprising thing is, even though everyone on the floor...
Here comes Gunter. Get ready for a highlight. And he puts that one down strong. Gunter, one of the better dunkers on this Thunder team. You can go ahead and say what you were going to say beforehand.
I was like, I just got to get out of this.
just back up. Let it go on the fast break.
But yeah, it appears like everyone on the floor is a good shooter, but they're last in the CCIW for three-point field goal percentage, so I don't know what that is a product of, because we're seeing a lot of good spacing, a lot of good passing around the arc. Just an 11-9 contest so far. Really just a timeout here for North Park to regroup and say, look, we've had back-to-back dunks, and one was from a turnover. Here's the first one from Spencer, but they just want to make sure that that doesn't continue to happen. But two-point ball game, the Vikings are straight in this.
Yeah, and there you see Gunter on the second half of our Realty Executives replay. This season, Wheaton Athletics is proud to partner with Realty Executives as the exclusive sponsor of replays on our broadcast. We are happy to welcome Eric Logan, Becky Vanderveen, and the Energized team to the Wheaton Athletics family and extend a special thank you to them for partnering with us to enhance our WTSN broadcast. Yeah, like you're saying, obviously we've only seen 6 minutes of action from this North Park team. They're not a team we're watching every night like we are with the Thunder. But from what I've seen and what you said, the spacing is very good. The players are constantly moving. There's nobody standing still away from the ball. So it is surprising to see them at that low of a three-point percentage. The only thing I can think of is some sort of mental block when they see that little blue line on the floor.
Yeah, that's possible. This is a foul on Peters, a soft one, possibly.
A little bit with the body, but not a whole lot there. Quinn Williams, who had just checked in, Directing traffic up top. Another small guard. Williams just 5'8", a sophomore out of Fishers, Indiana. Kirby pulls up, mid-range jumper. Rebound, Eichelberger.
Yeah, Eichelberger off the bench. That's a product of the trip they took out west. Had a different personnel, and him coming off the bench with this drive, so powerful.
Yeah, and there you see Eichelberger. That is his trademark move. A little jab step left, get the defense off balance, drive right into the teeth, lay it in. We've seen him do it as many times as we've seen Ricky back cut. To say a lot. Williams steps up, mid-range jumper, great contest by Quam, rebound Peterson. And Samuelson flying into the lane but can't finish with the left. Francis picks that one, reads the lob, pull up three. Rebound Quam, tips it straight to Samuelson. Beautiful touch pass.
A savvy play from Quam. Could have brought it down. Understood, though, he had a defender on him. Samuelson, his co-captain right next to him, just tips it right over. You know, easy play for Zach Quam, just all in a day's work.
Yeah, we'll see it again on the Realty Executives replay. Here's Francis coming down. And this is something where Coach Schauer talks about Quam in the pregame a lot. He always talks about the little things as a senior leader that Quam does. One of those being that incredibly unselfish play right there, where he has an offensive rebound, can very easily land, drop step, and lay that in, get himself a couple points. Instead, he realizes how open Ricky is, and a beautiful touch pass. It's the little things that you may not always remember and may not even show up in the scorebook, but that's what Quam does.
Yeah, and even that one did show up in the scorebook. I mean, that would be an assist. But
it actually didn't. They gave Ricky. Oh no, they did change it. They gave Ricky the rebound, but they gave Quam the assist. We're looking at the live stats right now. I'm not sure how that one works.
That might be right because Quam never possessed it.
Yeah, but if that's the case, then you can't really give Quam the assist if he never possessed it.
I would probably agree. Yeah, I would probably agree with you that he doesn't get the assist.
If they were going to count it as Ricky getting the offensive rebound, then you can't give Quam the assist. I think give Quam both the rebound and the assist. That's just
Which is just stuff in the stat sheet a lot more than he usually does.
Oh yeah,
and he's
give it to him.
You know,
he has earned it.
So much of what he does is getting on the floor and going for some of those balls on the ground that he's able to get to that maybe some of these other players on the floor also are able to get to, but he just has this mentality. And I mean, I think I use the word savvy for a reason. I mean, I think that is really a word to describe the way he plays and how he's able to put his players in good position.
Zuba up top, back cut, looking for Kirby, but a whistle, and it looks like it'll be a foul against Samuelson for grabbing the jersey of Kirby. We'll get another look.
It's a kick.
Kickball, okay. I didn't see it hit anybody's foot. I was very confused. So there was a whistle, and the only thing I could see was Ricky kind of reaching out. Zuba catch and shoot from the baseline. Rebound Eichelberger. And how about the boxing out from the Thunder there? The ball bouncing, which you almost never see off a missed shot, as Peters works into the lane and floats one in with the left.
Yeah, that's a good little finish for Peters. A lot of times tries to fake left and go right, and that's a good one to put in the film and just say, hey, I can go both ways, because he can.
Zuba swings it to Kirby. Tongan. Now Lake. Entry pass intercepted by Peterson, and Peterson going the whole way, or trying to. He's going to be called for a carry right around midcourt. Francis will come back in, and we will get our first look at Jared Hines for the Vikings, as well as Josh Washburn.
I mean, I understand that probably by definition that is a carry.
Everybody carries.
You never see that called, especially not at midcourt. It was just,
especially not in college.
I feel like he was plagued just because he was 6'6". They looked at the way he's dribbling just because he was tall.
Turnover will give it right back to the Thunder. Oh no, it will not. Near side ref calling a tip off Francis, and Coach Schauer is incredulous with that one. Now a conference at the foul line. Schauer still getting after it. It was a good shot.
They could come over to our monitor if they want to.
That's actually not allowed in CCIW play. We made that mistake last season. In the first half of the season, they looked at it, and apparently those referees got in trouble with the.
Was that Casey?
No, it wasn't. One of the refs asked us if he could, and we didn't know any better. Nobody had ever addressed that with us, so
sure.
We didn't see an issue with it. We're like, yeah, we have this technology, might as well use it. And found out later on our sports information director, Brett Marhenko, was kind enough to inform us post-game that we are not in trouble, but we can't do it again. And I think the refs got in trouble with the CCIW. Kirby brings the Vikings back within 6 with the lefty finish.
That ended a Wheaton 10-0 run.
Eichelberger driving in, has his shot blocked by Zuba, but will get his way to the charity stripe. A little bit of contact with the body. Take another peek on the Realty Executives replay.
Yeah, here's Kobe going right on his defender. He's just, again, once he gets that shoulder pass, you either foul or let him go.
Zuba did a good job of keeping his arms back, but just puffed out his chest a little bit too much and knocked Eichelberger off the spot. Like threw his arms behind him a little bit. Spencer back into the game as Peterson will get a breather. 10:53 to play in the first half. Thunder on top 17-11. As Eichelberger goes 0 from the charity stripe. Lake swings it to Washburn. Dribble handoff to Zuba. Good pass to Kirby, but Kirby is going to be called for a travel. He's making an argument that he didn't have control of the ball. I think he may have a point. Yeah, he did. He had that tucked into his stomach. He lost it at the very end, but I think for a few steps he did have that tucked in there.
I might disagree. I think he had it for a step and then it was gone.
Agree to disagree, I guess, then. I'd just like to point out the refs are on my side, so. Good back cut from Samuelson, swings it to Spencer, corner 3, rattles it home.
Yeah, that's a good sign for Jay Spencer. So far in the season, only shooting 31% from deep, shooting much better than that last season.
And that 31% is even up from the beginning of the year. He struggled mightily in the first 4 or 5 games. I want to say he was in the teens, maybe even single digits percentage from deep, which is actually how Kobe Eichelberger took his starting spot for a handful of games at the end of December. Lake gets it back out. Pulls up for a deep 3. Splash.
A fantastic shot from a player who understands he needs to get a little bit more extra space behind the leg between step back.
Spencer, another catch and shoot 3. That one a little strong. Rebound Peters. Right idea trying to get it to Samuelson down low, but credit Washburn for staying in front. Eichelberger gets in the way, takes it, now going down court on Zuba, and he gets hammered, and he'll go to the line to shoot a couple.
Yeah, you see it here, Eichelberger going down on Zuba. Zuba picking up his second personal foul with 9 minutes and 24 seconds left in this first half.
Now, I'm about to nitpick a little bit, but I'd like to see Francis hold on to that a little bit longer, force Zuba to commit to Francis as the ball handler, then dish it to Eichelberger late for an easy layup.
That is nitpicky.
I know, especially because Eichelberger drew the foul and went to the line, but I don't know. Felt like I wanted to say it. It's kind of our job to be nitpicky though, right?
I guess so.
To an extent.
We're supposed to know everything.
I mean, at least we pretend to know everything. Eichelberger goes 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Into the game, Dyron Woods, the 6'6" senior from Chicago, big boy at 257 as well.
Yeah, that's a player that could move players like Jay Spencer and Trevor Gunter underneath if he does his footwork well and uses his body correctly.
You know, it'll be interesting to see how well Gunter can handle him down low. Fadeaway 3 at the buzzer, no good from Gervey. Francis and Peters going back and forth, trying to get this one down. Now Francis inside to Peters, goes up strong, draws the foul. It's going to go against Jason Hines, another big body at 6'4", 236.
One thing that Aston's so good at is finding passes that no one else sees. And also, how about Gunter understanding that Peters was going to be right behind him? I mean, the pass went right within his line of sight. I mean, he could have caught that. Yeah, he wouldn't have been in as good of a shooting position as Peters.
Right, ducked out of the way, and I think, to your point, the fact that Gunter knew Peters was right behind him, he got Dyron Woods out of the way as well, because Woods was probably expecting Gunter to catch that pass, so he stuck right to the body of Gunter instead of staying in the passing lane. Deflection in front of the Thunder bench will force the Vikings to reset. 8.5 to play in the first half. Olsen swings it around to Kirby. Kirby trying to drive baseline, coughs it up. Francis crossover left, drops it back, but a traveling violation called.
Yeah, he had, if we get the replay here, he had Jay Spencer wide open, basically doing a soccer overlap run, going to the rim, just going behind the back of Spencer on the run.
I also don't really think that was a travel. That looked like he picked up his dribble, planted his right foot, kind of hop step to his left, and then got rid of the ball. Which is 2 steps. Yeah, right, left. But again, that's just us nitpicking as Peters sends it ahead to Spencer, and a great athletic finish from Spencer, holding on to the heat from Peters, and a nice reverse.
Yeah, I mean, Peters had to zip that one in there. There was a tight window there for him to get it through, and he did a good job of doing it, and then Spencer on the other end catching it.
Lake swings it into the corner. Francis gets a hand on the Gervey shot, and now Gervey coughs it up. Give the steal to Francis. The Thunder on the run. Aston Francis, oh my! And now we'll get a timeout from Tom Slider. Please tell me we can get another look at that finish from Aston Francis. Kyrie Irving-esque, if I may.
That's why people come to this gym any night that the Thunder are playing, because he's either going to take one from who knows where or do something under the rim that's who knows what.
It may just be me, but I think I saw a Jordan Brand logo in there in that finish somewhere.
It was probably on the jerseys because...
No, I'm saying Aston's body position. That one.
Okay.
That one. Multiple Jordan Brand. The jerseys are just Nike. Their warm-ups are Jordan. The warm-ups are Jordan. So, yeah, just one Jordan Brand. That was pretty nice.
That was ridiculous. Thunder working on a small 6-0 run here. Hence the timeout for the Vikings. And so far in this game...
Been a game of runs for the Thunder. 16 of their points have come on 2 runs. You mentioned the 10-point run earlier, and then another 6. And you look at it, it's a 19-5 run overall from the 14.5-minute mark until now.
Yeah, North Park really got out of their spacing and passing. See if they can get back to it here.
Tongan with it. Dribble handoff to Lake. Good on Quam to fight through that screen. And Quam gets his fingertips on that one. Give him a block. Throwing up ahead now. Good dish to Eichelberger, but deflected out of bounds. Stay Thunder ball.
Yeah, unfortunately, Eichelberger let that one go to Quam. I think Eichelberger needs to jump up, grab that one, and go to the rim. As you see here, it was too far for him, but in the end, that was about as good a pass you could see from Quam there, other than maybe throwing it up to him for the oop.
Yeah, that was my first thought too, but it didn't look like the positioning was great for that. Instead, though, Quam finds Eichelberger anyways, and Eichelberger, with authority, will slam that one home, and that ball went somewhere else.
My gosh.
Eichelberger, one of the best dunkers on this Thunder team.
Yeah, if he has a wide open step to the rim, just get out of the way, just run away.
Yeah, make a business decision, don't get in the way of that man. Kirby with it on the left wing. Samuelson staying right with him. Affects the shot, and Eichelberger comes down with it.
Yeah, we've seen a few plays where Kirby either misses the shot or turns it over. He needs to fix that.
Now we'll see a blocking foul against Kirby. Or pardon me, that one's against Scott Olsen, the 6'5 freshman, getting some minutes early on. So stay Thunderball down low, just over 6 minutes in the first half. Francis working inside. Fades away, can't finish off the glass. Rebound Tangen. Lake looking for Quinn Williams. Swings it around to Tangen. Tangen with the step back, but Gunter gets him on the arm before the shot. It'll stay Viking ball.
And that's unfortunate for Gunter there. Really shouldn't be reaching in with under 5 seconds left on the shot clock, because now they've got 20 seconds on the shot clock, and Tangen would have been taking a pretty tough shot there.
So Gardner to inbound it down low. Gets it into Olsen. Baseline bunny goes. 28-16 your score. Quam dealing with Lake. Francis off the screen. He's going to get called for another travel. And another one that's a little bit questionable as Francis shakes his head running back down the court.
Yeah, he does, as a player, have a tendency to slide his feet around the court. I think 1 or 2 of them earlier were correct. I think the first one. Second one I didn't agree with. That last one I also didn't agree with.
Kirby working on Samuelson. Gets it to Tangen. Lake throws up a floater in the lane. Rebound Spencer. Good awareness by Spencer also after that pump faking to Quam. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, you're seeing the whole layup package today.
Seriously, Aston Francis, just such incredible body control in the air, able to finish with the left hand, falling away with a little scoop shot. That's just good. Speaking of good, that's Kirby battling through some contact and finishing with the left. Opportunity for a three-point play. That's strong.
Yeah, that's better from Kirby. You've seen him get stopped going right a few times. Able to get into the lane with the left hand, and that's just a clinical finish.
Kirby completes the three-point play. Vikings within 11. And the Ricky Samuelson special, another back cut, another finish with nobody around him down low.
It's amazing how long that play has been done and how it's not been sniffed out by more opponents, but hey, don't go away from it if it ain't broke.
Exactly. Kirby up top. Swings it to Lake. Now Gardner. Gardner goes in. Somehow got that over the top of Spencer. Looked like if Spencer moved his arm forward at any point in that floater, it would have been sent into the third row as Francis comes back down and finds his stroke.
The coach of the Vikings is yelling at the referee, it appeared, after that shot. I wonder if he thought that Aston had stepped on the line. It was tough to tell with how quickly it was taken. I don't think the referee was really in position for it yet.
Gardner throws up a straightaway three. Tipped out and pulled down by Peters. Eichelberger now going to pull up for a deep three. That one too strong. Rebound Tangen.
I'd like to see Peters, after a made shot by Francis, had him cutting behind him. Just give it to him and see what happens. Francis is a guy that will make 2 or 3 insane ones in a row.
And once he hits 2 or 3, he's not missing the rest of the night.
Not at all.
Lake swings it. Kirby catch and shoot. Rattles out. Rebound Eichelberger. Strong board over the top of Olsen. Eichelberger swings it. Peters. Eichelberger. And good scoop finish from the junior.
He's just deceptively quick, and then we don't talk about his lankiness enough. The fact that he's able to extend the ball out to a place that very few defenders can get to block it.
Tongan with it. Spencer. Like to see Spencer get a little more pressure on there after Tongan picked up his dribble and had nowhere to go with it. Peters getting up inside of Lake. And that'll be a shot clock violation. If nothing else, it could have been a handful of turnovers from the Vikings and stellar defense from Luke Peters.
And I've seen a lot of poor clock management from the Vikings. I've seen that shot clock run down quite a few times for them.
Let's go, Wheaton!
A nice balanced scoring from the Thunder so far in this game. Francis leading all scorers with 10, Samuelson with 8, Spencer and Eichelberger with 7 apiece. Call it 12 for Francis and a chance to make it 13.
I mean, what are you going to do defensively?
There's nothing you can do at that point unless you're 6'8" and jumping out of the gym. That's the only way you stop that shot, but he just floated across. You can't stop that. And get another look on the Realty Executives replay. Just the way he adjusts his body. He had that ball on the left side of his head, shooting with his right hand in midair, stayed up there for a full second, and was able to float it in.
Yeah, the only way to stop it is to make sure that he doesn't get there, but multiple screens run by Coach Schauer. He's got so many great plays underneath back screens.
Lake swings it over to Olsen. Gardner spinning into the lane, kicks it out. Olsen for 3. Rebound Eichelberger. Eichelberger jabs left, goes right, through the lane, and gets fouled, almost finishes through the contact. And Eichelberger already pretty close to a first half double-double, 7.6 rebounds. And if he had just made some of his free throws, he'd already be in double digits.
Yeah, he's been a difference maker off the bench, and I think that's a luxury to have for Coach Schauer. We've seen sometimes in the last couple of years where there's not a lot of depth on these Thunder teams, but he can play just about anybody.
The struggles from the charity stripe for the Thunder continue. Just 3 of 8 ahead of this shot. Eichelberger on his own, 1 for 5. Call it 2 for 6. Give Eichelberger 8 points. 41-21, a minute and a half to play in the first 20. Gardner taking the ball handling duties. Olsen swings it around to Merrick. Back to Gardner. 10 on the shot clock for Gervey. Merrick. Gardner, 5 seconds. Tries to get into the lane, coughs it up. Francis get the steal. Francis in transition. Dishes it to Gunter. Gunter goes up and finishes through some contact.
Francis understanding that amount of attention that he draws from getting in the lane. He's going to be doubled. Finds the open Gunter.
Olsen looking for somewhere to go with it. Finally finds Reed. Now Gervey. Back to Reed. Mid-range shot. Pulled down by Francis. Shot clock is off. The Thunder will be able to hold for the final one of the first half if they want to. One thing to pay attention to is just percentages. You look at the field goal percentage and three-pointers. That sums up this game. The Thunder outshooting the Vikings 69.2 and 42.9% to 33.3 and 20% respectively. Samuelson, fadeaway, no good. Rebound Eichelberger, but he couldn't control it, and that will do it for the first half. After 20 minutes of action, the Thunder in control, 43-21. We'll take a quick break for halftime, but be back with the second half of action after this. Once again, I'm Nate Stein alongside Andrew Pitkin. You're watching the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network.
sovereign God, eternally existing in three persons, the everlasting Father, his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, and the Holy Spirit, the giver of life.
And we believe that God created the heavens and the earth out of nothing by his spoken word and for his own glory.
We believe that God has revealed himself and his truth in the created order, in the scriptures, and supremely in Jesus Christ.
We believe that the scriptures of the Old and New Testaments are verbally inspired by God and inerrant in the original writing, so that they are fully trustworthy and of supreme and final authority in all they say.
We believe that Jesus Christ was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, was true God and true man, existing in one person and without sin.
We believe in the resurrection of the crucified body of our Lord, his ascension into heaven, and his present life there for us as Lord, High Priest, and Advocate.
We believe that God directly created Adam and Eve, the historical parents of the entire human race. And they were created in his own image, distinct from all other living creatures, and in a state of original righteousness.
We believe that our first parents sinned by rebelling against God's revealed will, and thereby incurred physical and spiritual death. And as a result, all human beings are born with a sinful nature that leads them to sin in word, thought, and deed.
We believe in the existence of Satan, sin, and evil powers, and that these have been defeated by God in the cross of Christ.
We believe that the Lord Jesus Christ died for our sins, according to the Scriptures, as a representative and substitutionary sacrifice, triumphing over all evil, and that all who believe in him are justified by his shed blood and forgiven of all their sins.
We believe that all who receive the Lord Jesus Christ by faith are born again of the Holy Spirit, and thereby become children of God, and are enabled to offer spiritual worship acceptable to God.
We believe that the Holy Spirit indwells and gives life to believers, enables them to understand the Scriptures, empowers them for godly living, and equips them for service and witness.
We believe that the one holy universal church is the body of Christ and is composed of Christ's people.
The task of Christ's people in this world is to be God's redeemed people, embodying his love by worshiping God with confession, prayer, and praise, by proclaiming the gospel of God's redemptive love through our Lord Jesus Christ to the ends of the earth by word and deed, by caring for all God's creation, by actively seeking the good of everyone, especially the poor and the needy.
We believe in the blessed hope that Jesus Christ will soon return to this earth, personally, visibly, and unexpectedly, in power and great glory, to gather his elect, to raise the dead, to judge the nations, and to bring his kingdom to fulfillment.
We believe in the bodily resurrection of the just and the unjust, the everlasting punishment of the lost, and the everlasting blessedness of the saved.
The sun was shining as well as it could on the shadowy river, a good part of the shine being caught in the trees. Since about this time last year, painting the Fox River, starting up in West Dundee in the north, we're going to cover all the way down to Ottawa. I hope that it happens at least with one painting I make out of these 60 that, when you look at it, it just leads you. It's heuristic. It wants you to go. It wants you to encounter. I sometimes think of it as a kind of homesickness, where you feel like your identity is out there somewhere else. You're here, but you have this pull, to be somewhere, and it's an ache. In fact, in Gilead, John Ames at some point talks about this town, Gilead, and he says, this town has been wearied a little and then wearied a little more, and yet he says hope is still there. And that is the thing. Hope isn't the accomplishment. This whole idea of, when is hope important? It's important when it's dark, when you can't see. That's when it manifests itself as a possibility. So these paintings aren't about a sort of glorious resolution, but I hope they are something that makes one feel a glimmer of hope for possibilities.
Hi, I'm Abby Yoder. I grew up here in Wheaton, and I transferred to Wheaton College because I wanted to be in a place that would shape me as a learner and as a Christ follower. For me, one of the best parts of Wheaton was my time spent at Honey Rock, Wheaton's campus in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, where students can take classes, serve as camp counselors, and be developed as leaders. Honey Rock was a great place for me to grow in my faith, live out my sense for adventure, and form lifelong friendships. Whether it's Honey Rock or one of the many other ways to connect on campus, I'm excited to help you get a vision for life here at Wheaton.
Hi, I'm Nate Brown. College will be one of the most transformational experiences in your life. My education in the context of a Christian community helps shape the way I live and engage the world around me. I love that Wheaton relates Christian liberal arts to the needs of contemporary society. The classes are designed to combine faith and learning, giving you a biblical perspective that's accessible and applicable. Wheaton students are challenged to answer questions like, what does it mean to live as a Christian doctor, engineer, or business professional? Being in an environment with other students and faculty who are passionate about their faith and serious about their education will help you to know who you are in Christ and prepare you to go wherever He leads you. I look forward to helping you find your way to Wheaton. Talk to you soon.
Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new.
And we are back here in King Arena once again. I'm Nate Stein alongside Andrew Pitkin. You're watching the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. The first 20 were dominated by the Thunder, shooting 66% from the field, 43% from beyond the arc, compared to North Park just 33 and 20% respectively. And the score, 43-21.
Well, yeah, just a coincidence. 18 of 27. Both teams have 27 field goal attempts. So 18 of 27 for the Thunder, 9 of 27 for the Vikings. Kobe Eichelberger, as you mentioned, toward the end of the half, was 7 points and 8 rebounds. And also the Thunder ended the first half on a 13-2 scoring run. We'll see how that put them in the locker room.
Yeah, very balanced scoring attack. As we mentioned before, Francis leading all scorers with 13 points, and that coming on just 9 field goal attempts. Let's go ahead and call that 10 field goal attempts. Lake bringing it up the floor. Swings it up top for Kirby. Starters back out for both teams. Jay Spencer. Oh my. Swatting that one out of the way. Going up, finishing off the glass through some contact.
Yeah, he thought about trying to dunk that one.
I wanted him to. I may have lost my job due to my reaction if he had dunked that. I'm just going to leave it at that. I've been waiting for Jay to dunk on somebody in one of my games since he stepped on campus, and I've told him that to his face. Zuba looking for Gervey on the back cut, swings it out. Corner three, rattles out. Rebound Francis. Peters with it on the left wing for the Thunder. Samuelson looking inside for Spencer. clinical.
Yeah, that's just a shot he practices every day. You can't let him get that low.
Simple back down sky hook. When you're 6'8" and long like Jay Spencer is and guarded by someone who's 6'6", you're going to be able to get that off clean just about every time. Back cut for Lake. Both Spencer and Gunter waiting for Lake underneath the rim. Affected the shot. Peters trying to take it coast to coast. Gets tripped up. Dishes to Francis. Francis now taking into the teeth of the defense. Lays it to Gunter. And that'll be Francis's 6th assist of the day. Francis getting somewhat close to triple-double territory. 13 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. A strong second half showing could push him over the edge as Gervey knocks down a corner 3.
That stops a 17-0 run for the Thunder, going back to the first half.
Francis, pull up 3, Lake rebound. Kirby on the right wing. Dribble handoff to Lake. Little trouble handling that one. Recovers.
Stagnant from the Vikings now.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, we talked about their movement away from the ball, and that has all but disappeared late in this game as the Thunder have gone up, more just standing around the perimeter as Zuba pulls down the Lake miss.
Yeah, that one a tough one. Spencer mad at himself, but at the same time, it bounced so far away that one can be rebounded by anybody.
And Zuba down in the corner just outside your screen trying to get his right shoe back on. A good look at it now right above the scoreboard. His right heel completely out of the shoe. It turns out to be a non-factor. Looking at the ref, hoping for a little bit of a reprieve, but I do not think he's going to get it as it's Thunder ball. He's just going to play with one shoe half off. So keep an eye on that. Maybe try to get the ball to Jay Spencer, see how aware this Thunder team is. I think Gunter saw it. Francis driving into the lane, kicks it to Samuelson, but they're going to give Francis an offensive foul. Charging through, losing a little bit of control, and now Zuba will finally get his shoe situation figured out. Pretty impressive that he played 2 full possessions with his shoe half off. Didn't really let it affect him all that much. He kept trying to stomp his right heel back in there. But kudos to him.
Yeah, now I feel like the frame of the shoe is just going to be all messed up for the rest of the game. Hopefully it gets back into form. But, you know, sometimes you step on the heel of that for too long.
And
it
collapses
just,
a little bit.
Yeah, and it's just a little floppy. So we're going to hope for his sake that he can continue with a fully functioning shoe.
Yeah, both of us have played sports where ankles rolling are sadly a commonplace. Basketball for you, volleyball for me. And that is not fun. Hopefully the integrity of the shoe, like you said, is okay. Gervey trying to drive into the lane. Spencer waiting for him there. Francis does a good job of avoiding a foul. And now Spencer's going to get whistled for that one. It was Gardner going straight into the body of Jay Spencer. We'll get another look on the Realty Executives replay. And Spencer left his left arm down a little bit. That's got to be the reason for that call. Gardner's first rims out.
Yeah, it's a good take by Gardner, understanding that there was an open lane for a second, and then to take the body contact to get to the free throw line, 1 of 2.
Now a 7-point run for the Vikings after the 19-2 run dating back to the first half for the Thunder. Peters looking to end this one, and he does with a corner 3.
Still trying to shake that Sean Livingston name.
Can you blame him?
Hey, when he's open, he hits it. It was meant to be a compliment. Sean Livingston, great player underneath the rim. And passer.
Very good passer. Lake swings it up to Tongan. Suba dishes to Lake, driving baseline, up and under, tipped away by Francis, picked off by Peters. Now Peters trying to take it coast to coast, and he will draw a foul and get himself to the charity stripe to shoot a pair.
Yeah, good take forcing the issue there at Zuba. Gets his arm there pretty obviously on the replay.
Yeah, reached in a little bit late and nothing but bicep. First one from Peters, not close. And the charity stripe struggles continue for the Thunder. Just 4 of 10 in this game now. Spencer Peterson re-enters the game for Jay Spencer. Hines back in for the Vikings. A little bit bigger body matchup down low now for both sides. Hines just over 236. Peterson on the roster at 230. And Peters struggling again from the free throw line.
Yeah, we saw a stretch before Christmas break where he was shooting much better, getting that arc under it, understanding that if he gets more arc, it's going to fall better. But I think on those 2 attempts, he's a little too focused on that.
Zuba on the right wing, swings it through. Peters almost got a hand on it, but luckily didn't for the Thunder, and it will be Thunder ball.
Yeah, it's one of those where initially Peters is saying, darn, I didn't get it. And yeah, it might have rolled off the shoulder, actually. Tough to tell.
Yeah, if it didn't hit anything, it went through the only pocket where Peters didn't have some body part in the way.
2-3 zone action now for North Park.
You know what you got to do to be a 2-3 zone, yeah?
Drive and dish.
Guess what the Thunder are pretty good at? That. Zuba shorts a straightaway 3. Eichelberger pulled down the rebound. It'll be Hines getting a foul away from the ball. So it'll be Thunder ball.
Yeah, it's a little bit higher of a pressure 2-3 zone. Something you don't see too often, because if you do high pressure on a 2-3 zone, you're leaving that free throw line wide open for players like Spencer Peterson and others to be right there to take a short jumper. But it worked on the last one, getting that steal.
Francis going to take a deep 3, exactly what the zone gives him, and the Thunder will live with that all day long. Francis has that shot in his arsenal.
I mean, the 3 gives him that, but the Vikings didn't think that that would be an issue. But for a player like Aston Francis, he makes that.
Now, Francis has shown time and time again that he is fearless to pull up from pretty much anywhere in this gym, as Peterson pulls down a strong rebound off the Gervie miss. And Francis, another one. Come on.
He's feeling it now.
What's the opposite of the broadcaster's curse? Because Francis just made me look like a genius. I should thank him after the game.
Is it player's genius?
I mean, yeah, I guess that technically would be the exact opposite. So yeah, let's go with that. I like it. Lake driving in, trying to draw some contact. Now he does. Peters and a couple people in the gym looking for a traveling violation. Instead, Lake will go to the line to shoot a pair, and Peters will pick up his second foul.
Yeah, you see it here, his pivot foot's down, and yeah, that's a travel to me. I saw him establish that back right foot and then take a step up with his left and switched it to his left foot.
But that right foot never came back down. I think that's just one of those awkward things where it looks really weird.
I don't think he earned the 2 steps because he had already stopped.
Yeah, he
established his pivot foot.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm with you.
He decided to go for a layup too late.
Washburn back into the game. Lake will get a breather. We talked early on in this broadcast about Lake's minutes, averaging 37.3 per game. Feels like he's playing a little bit less than that. Well, already going to be less than his average automatically after the first half, where he only played 16 minutes, and he's on the bench getting a breather right now.
Good take from Kobe. High off the glass signature. Just jump high and put it over the defender.
Thunder doubling up the Vikings with 12:40 to play in regulation, 60-30 your score. Francis leading all scorers with 19 points. 1 of 3 Thunder in double digits. Jay Spencer and Kobe Eichelberger at 11 and 10, respectively. Gardner swings it out to Gervie. Now Hines pump fakes, tries to drive baseline. Good job by Quam staying in front of him. Washburn driving in, affected by Eichelberger. Eichelberger gets the rebound. Francis in transition. Beautiful pass across to Quam to skip around. Eichelberger straightaway 3. Soft touch.
You saw there, Aston Francis could have taken that transition 3 if he wanted to. Instead, was able to pass it over and find Eichelberger for the shot. Now 9 rebounds and 13 points, 1 board away from that double-double. What a pass.
Oh my! Aston Francis, after the rebound, throwing a full-court dime to Zach Quam, catches it in stride, good finish.
Wasn't there a Northwestern game winner where it was from out of bounds to win the game against Michigan or something like that last season?
That sounds right.
But you hardly ever see it in transition. Guy gets the rebound, says, oh, Zach Quam is running wide open.
Yeah, that's
all the way to the other side.
That's something you see at the buzzer. That was that pass, Leitner-esque.
I mean, that was block to block.
Some highlights. You see Francis pulling up from way downtown to get him going a little bit. And another one. This is the shot that proved me right. I want to enjoy that one.
Well, what is Lake doing there? I mean, he just hit one. You got to get out on him. And
then here's this. Francis from the restricted area, in stride to Quam, 2 steps, easy finish.
That's the best pass I've ever seen.
There's nothing you can do about that.
That is the best pass I've ever seen in my life.
That's probably the best pass I've ever seen in person, but I don't know. I feel like watching it. Oh, okay, yeah, in person, yeah. Yeah, we both watch enough highlights. That was a very good pass.
That was terrifying.
You okay, Andrew? Do you need a minute?
There's been a lot of terrifying things in this game. I'm okay. I can continue.
Yeah, this game I think could turn into a signature win for the Thunder. It feels like everybody is clicking on both ends of the floor. The Thunder are doing a good job in everything pretty much except for free throw shooting, but that's something that's plagued them each of the past couple seasons ever since this Thunder team set the NCAA all-division record for free throw percentage in a season. That was that the 2014-15 season? They shot 91.4% from the charity stripe, I want to say, on that year. Set the record across all NCAA schools. As Williams pulls up for a 3, but can't connect. Peters loses control in the lane. Good job by Gardner to tip that one back in. And a full court pass of his own will find Gervey for the left-handed finish. Peters working on Williams.
Williams, his first, team's third.
Get another look at that foul. Williams just a little bit too into the body as we see Tyrell Derrick enter the game. Inbound to Quam. Quam directing traffic. Washburn going to come out and pester him. And it'll be a foul. That's going to go against Toby Merrick, the freshman from Austin, Texas. Bumping Quam a little bit, just a little too aggressive on that closeout. Right idea to hedge over on the screen.
Right, but if you're going to hedge, you got to step out with that left foot, not the right one. That's where he got in trouble. He couldn't cut him off with his right shoulder.
And Samuelson, another backdoor cut, another finish, this time on the reverse. That gets Samuelson into double digits. 4 players for the Thunder in double digits. Gunter and Peters with 6 apiece, Quam with 2. Williams working on Derrick, swings it out. Washburn, 3 from the right wing. That one way off. Derrick with the rebound in transition. And he will be fouled. That one's going to be on the floor, trying to Euro step through and split the defenders. Also had Samuelson wide open in the corner, filling the lane.
Yeah, great idea. That was his intention. You see him look up to pass it to Samuelson, who was going to be wide open. It would have been a heck of a finish if he tried to go up for it, but understood Samuelson wide open in the corner.
And good on the ref to recognize that that's where Derrick was looking, that he didn't have an intention to shoot and make the correct call, that it's a foul on the floor.
Yeah, sometimes you see that. The referees just understand, he's in the lane, he's taking his 2 steps, he's going up, when that's not always the case. So you're right about that. Good call to put it under the basket.
A little statistical update. The Thunder now shooting an otherworldly 71.8% from the field, 58.3% from deep, 7 of 12.
Yeah, only 9 turnovers for him, and someone I want to highlight real fast is Aston Francis, 7 of 13 today, 19 points, doing a great job of being patient and finding some passes as well, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, really doing a great job of just putting in a complete effort and doing a good job with shot selection.
Yeah, we've always known that Francis can fill up a stat sheet. He's seen a lot as a one-dimensional scorer. But tonight, it really feels like he's putting it together all across the board for one of the first times in his Wheaton career. Samuelson, wide open look at a 3. Got fouled after that. That should have been a 4-point opportunity. Williams trying to go right back at it. Rims out. Rebound Spencer.
Yeah, that shot by Samuelson, that's just the way things go when you're shooting 63% from deep. You get fouled and you still make it.
Now Quam's going to step up and he knocks down a straightaway.
Goodness, and all of a sudden you're looking at nearly a 40-point lead for the Thunder on this 8-0 run.
Let's call it 41.
Yeah, 41, you're right. I'm a senior in college and I can't do math, Nate.
Hey, it's okay, we talk about sports. Derek bringing it up. You see freshman Zach Holman and senior Mark Champion getting ready to enter this game. Collision between Vikings. Jay Spencer and one.
Yeah, I understand the idea here from Josh Washburn of the Vikings to try to hack and get in the way of Jay, but Spencer, some muscle packed on from last season, able to get through the contact and finish.
Yeah, that's even something that we were talking about at the halftime break. Spencer is 180 pounds on the roster, but he'll tell you he's closer to 185, 190 at this point in his career. And you were his RA last season, or last year in the dorm, so you've even gotten to see that growth even more so than a lot of people.
Right. I mean, just a guy who's been so committed to being in the gym, to eating right, making sure that he's in the best shape he can possibly be for his team, and it's earned him a starting role this season.
And there, Spencer forces the turnover. Peterson in transition. Spencer's got a huge mismatch with Quinn Williams on him, who's 5'8". Derek is going to be called for the travel there. A little hop step on his pivot foot. Spencer Peterson knocking down the 3 after the whistle, and giving a little bit of a nod of self-approval as Mark Champion enters the game. Did you catch Peterson do that?
I missed it.
Oh, I looked up. That way he rattled that one home and then just kind of to himself. Yeah, okay, there you go.
Things are getting more physical in this game.
As Washburn drills a deep 3. Yeah, the Vikings apparently don't like being down by 40, taking a little bit of offense, playing more physical, and starting to knock down some tough shots.
Yeah, I like it. You play till the end. And you're seeing some good shots, some good ball movement, and also just some really good physical basketball that's making both teams better right now.
Jelani Sankey enters the game for the first time tonight for the Vikings. Sankey, 5'11" junior from Chicago, Illinois. Reed drops this one out to Washburn. Washburn, a step back, tough shot, front rims it. Rebound Holman. Quam swings it around to Champion. Holman, corner 3. That one rattles out. Peterson with the rebound, but he's going to get called for an offensive foul for clearing things out.
Yeah, I wasn't looking down low. I was watching the ball travel into the rim. But Peterson laughing it off.
Reed with it. Swings it through. Sankey going to pull up for a 3. Back rims it. Rebound Peterson. Derek swings it around. Champion loses control. Washburn picks his pocket. Now going the other way, and Washburn with a soft left-handed finish. 75-40, your score. Just about 7 minutes to play in this one. Champion pulls up for three, and he banks it home.
Yeah, after making the turnover, you know he wanted to go back and hit something, so pulls up for the first open shot, he gets and makes it.
Washburn answers right back, and Washburn having a pretty solid couple minutes here, doing a lot of things himself. Champion's going to pull up for another one, this time a little short. Rebound Holman, and he goes up strong and draws a foul. This is the first time we're getting to see the freshman Holman since the Lee Fun Classic, where he played some pretty significant minutes when both Francis and Peters got into early foul trouble. And Holman doing all the right things to get noticed by Coach Schauer, pulling down a strong rebound and drawing another foul.
Yeah, it's great to have a freshman like him to put in if a couple of guys get in foul trouble. So lanky and so good at defense on the perimeter.
Reagan Jones entering the game now between those two made free throws from Zach Holman.
Reagan Jones, a player who saw a lot more time last season as well, earlier on, and had a pretty good three-point percentage.
Yeah, a lot of the lack of Jones this season has been due to Jay Spencer bulking up, Spencer Peterson being available earlier than he has been in the past couple seasons due to the football team getting knocked out a little earlier. And then also just players like Cade Alioth, who has come out of the woodwork as a really good freshman. We haven't seen him as much of late, but early on in the season, he made a big impact. Coach Schauer compared him to Nate Haynes, who is one of the better low post players in this program's history.
Yeah, all American.
Derek looking for somewhere to go, finds Holman, straightaway three, and he splashes that one home. The Thunder unconscious from deep, 11 of 19.
Well, it's good to see Holman be able to feel like he can be a first option on the floor. That's a fantastic take.
That is a really nice take and finish from Quinn Williams through some contact. Williams just 5'8", $160 on the roster. And great body control, floating up, finding a hole between Champion and Derek, and swinging that one up and in.
Yeah, hardly anything Tyrell could do at that juncture. Just a really good finish.
And for the first time this season, we're seeing freshman guard Jack Bennett enter into the game. Bennett, a local product, getting some minutes down the stretch of this one. Champion, corner three. Rebound Jones. Jones can't finish. Gets his own miss. Goes up strong and one. And this second and third unit for the Thunder are having a blast out there. The bench loves it. This is just a great all-around performance from the Wheaton Thunder.
Jay said something to him. I don't know what he said. But Reagan looked right over at Jay, and Jay nearly collapsed laughing after they looked at each other. So there is some type of connection there. And just going back to Jack Bennett, also listed as a guard forward because he's 6'2", 185. I mean, this is a guy that you saw on that last play in the 2-3 zones finding an opening at the free throw line, and that's a place where he could find a really nice home in his own.
Bennett coming out to guard Quinn. Holman gets in the passing lane, working in transition, goes up, and Bennett with the follow and the finish.
Yeah, I've actually been pretty surprised we haven't seen him much because he's got great athleticism for a freshman.
Reed pulls up for a deep three. Bennett filling up the stat sheet here, chases down that loose ball. Jones catch and shoot three. The Thunder can't miss. This is just one of those nights. If you're watching at home, you're watching something special.
Well, Reagan Jones, a player that would be on the floor for so many teams, but the Thunder's so stacked at the center and forward position, it's tough for him to find minutes, and that's what you want as a coach. You want guys fighting for minutes all the time. I mean, Jones is in the game, and he's 2 of 3 from the field with a three-pointer.
Williams spinning into the lane here, draws the foul from Bennett. He just got tangled up ever so slightly there as Williams misses the first. And now we'll see Cade Alioth for the first time tonight.
That was an interesting spin move, too, because it was inside spin move instead of going out to go for like a fadeaway.
Yeah, I think he saw Champion out of the corner of his eye. That's the only thing I can think of. Because I was watching it live, it did look strange. But then on the replay, I noticed Champion was there in a pretty solid help position. The spin was the right call. As Champion, that one halfway down before it rattles out. Rebound Williams. Williams takes this one himself. Nice little pull-up. How about that? Holman inside to Bennett. Holman for three, back iron. That rebound will make its way all the way out to Quinn Williams. Williams going to take it himself again. This time no good. Alioth tips that one out to Champion. Bennett gets his pocket picked. This is Williams once again. And how about Quinn Williams taking over this game with mostly second unit and third unit players out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's trying to make a statement to Coach Slider and say, hey, look, you know, I can play. I mean, he did get some minutes earlier in the game, but he's kind of the leader of the second unit, and he's showing it.
Yeah, Williams now with 7 points on the night. Most of them, at least 5 of them, coming in the last 3 possessions. Champion, another look at a 3. Front irons that one. Ball tipped around, tracked down finally by Bennett. Holman swings it out to Champion. Alioth. Swung across to Williams. Stepped into a 3, and that will go off the shot clock. Dead ball, Thunder ball.
Yeah, that turnover by Holman, that's just a freshman, you know, trying to force something, trying to really make something happen. You encourage that type of thing. You really want turnovers to happen when you're going toward the basket like that. But also in a 2-3 zone, you can make a couple more passes and find that more open.
Gavin Hawkins entering the game for the Thunder. Another one of those really big freshmen that Coach Schauer made a point of recruiting this past offseason. As Washburn knocks down another 3. We talked about the logjam at forward and center throughout this game, and Hawkins just another example of that. A really big body at 6'7", 215, kid out of Little Rock, Arkansas. And we're getting our first look at him here as a soft touch on the baseline J.
Yeah, good look for him. Just 18-footer, he can shoot too, just like everybody else on this team.
Hawkins can't stop Merrick there as he drives in the lane and finishes comfortably.
And also Washburn of the Vikings has 9 points in the second half. Has really played well, also efficiently 4 of 6 from the field.
Good touch pass from Alioth. Now swung out to Bennett. Holman, wide open 3, splash.
Second 3 for Zach Holman.
And 3 Thunder players all there for the rebound. Finally ends up at the feet of Bennett. Washburn, good hustle play, diving on the ground to get that one. And a left-handed finish from Isaiah Webster.
Great play by Washburn. I mean, this game, you know, obviously 40-point game, to no one's surprise, this game's over. Washburn on the floor to get that ball. I thought for sure Bennett was going to have it, and then making a pass from his backside to get the assist.
Holman thought about another 3 instead. Swings it across. Bennett. Jones, catch and shoot. That one not close. Rebound Webster looking ahead for Washburn, but he can't save it. It'll be Thunder ball.
Yeah, Jones forcing that one a little bit there. You can always move a zone around with 30 seconds to get a better shot. So the clock on your screen is slower than the actual clock in real life, so I'll give you the time for that. 42 seconds left in this second half.
Yeah, just a couple seconds off.
Jones with the skip pass.
Bennett swings it across. Holman, another look at a 3. Third time's a charm.
And I don't think the Thunder will get it, but very close to 100 points. Just, like you said, a complete showing from them tonight. Not necessarily, you know, it's not against a signature opponent, but a very complete game. Maybe there was a minute or two in the last 6 where they were a little sluggish, but for the most part, pretty complete showing from them.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the numbers. The Thunder, obviously, the shooting percentages are incredible. You can't expect that every night. But you look at the scoring: Francis with 20, Samuelson with 13, Spencer with 13, Eichelberger with 13, Holman with 10. 5 players in double digits. 2 of those guys coming off the bench. One of them a freshman who doesn't see a whole lot of minutes, making his mark on this game.
Right. I mean, Zach Holman has done so well so far. 3 for 6 from the field with 10 points, as Nate said. And then Eichelberger's so close to that double-double. 9 rebounds with 13 points. Almost able to get that last rebound, but not able to. Right, 67.2% from the field. Just amazing. Then holding North Park to 40%. And now we're down on the court with Nate Stein and Coach Schauer.
Thanks, Andrew. Like you said, I'm down here. Thanks, Andrew. Like I said, I'm down here with Thunder head coach Mike Schauer. Coach, a really complete victory. You guys had 5 different players scoring in double digits. What can you say about the younger guys who came off the bench late and were able to hold on to this huge lead and even extend it a little bit?
Yeah, I'll talk about them in a minute. I was just pleased. You know, we're a really difficult team to guard and have been all year. Really, you know, every night we've played, we've been so hard to guard. But what we haven't done is made a very strong commitment to the other end of the floor. We're not the most athletic team on the perimeter at times, but worse than that, we can be indifferent occasionally. And really we've been hard on our guys to say if we'll become a team that can guard, you know, we're going to be tough to play because we're going to get shots against most people because we have such variety offensively. And I really thought Luke Peters and Trevor Gunter, 2 guys that don't put up a huge number of offensive points, really had great games tonight in terms of their defensive presence, intensity. Trevor was special in areas that all but about 8 people that watch tonight have any idea what's happening. Only those of us who do this for a living really appreciate what Trevor did tonight, patrolling the paint. And we've got some talent in the program. One of the reasons we've really committed to play JV games is I knew with the talent we had coming back that I was going to have some freshmen that are good that aren't going to play. Well, Zach Holman's really good, but he's not ready to play in front of Luke Peters, Ricky Samuelson, and Aston Francis. We have such great guard play. So you can kind of see why I'm excited about where we're going. We've got some young guys that can help us, but I want to comment about guys like Tyrell Derrick and Mark Champion and Reagan Jones, and guys that have been in the program and have just done whatever I've asked them to do. It's nice to get them some playing time tonight because they are the essence of what we're about, and those of us in the locker room know it. A lot of people outside of it don't, but they're really important people to us.
All right, Coach. Well, I think that just about covers it. Thanks for your time. There you have it, your final score from King Arena. The Wheaton Thunder 98, the North Park Vikings 59. The Thunder improved to 4-1 in the CCIW, 10-3 overall. Thanks for joining us tonight on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. For Andrew Pitkin, I'm Nate Stein. Have a good one.